Hi everybody, welcome back to Flame's Pyro Art for Beginners. Today we've been having a look at this warrior's arm guard that he's wearing. Now there's going to be a time-lapse video that I will add to the end of this tutorial, but I just wanted to briefly discuss a little bit about what I've been doing on the time lapse. When we're looking at something like this, a subject like this, where there's an object wrapping round an arm, we have to think about a couple of different things. We have to think about the underneath of the arm guard, which obviously there's less light getting underneath it. So as you'll see on the time lapse, I've been building up the darkness for the underneath of the arm guard, moving in the direction of the shape of the arm guard, which is quite important to capture the look. I'm not burning straight up, I'm burning on an angle, in the angle that the arm guard is going. So from underneath it will be wrapping round and over. So we have to look at gradually over time, not with the heat too high. We don't want to burn it and go all in too soon and miss the sweet spot of what we're trying to achieve. We layer it up and burn low and slow. I'm using the medium space shader and I've got my heat at number 2 on the Optima, so it's not high. And over a couple of hours I've been slowly building the shape of this arm guard. Now there will be light casting onto the top of the arm guard, so there are areas that you can leave unburnt to give that sheen. Then there's another thing we have to think about, which is where the sort of wrist and the side of the arm is, because at a certain point of this arm guard there must be a middle portion, you know, which will be here, and in the lightness that I've shown there at the moment, that is the middle of the arm guard. The rest of it is all shading to shape and mould it around the arm. Now at the top here we want to show darkness to push it further away, coming back into the light to bring it nearer to the eye and round to its like center point of the thing that's wrapped round the arm. And then we look at underneath. Everything has to stay in balance with the shade. That's why you build it up over a couple of hours, just until you capture that look you were going for, the perception of it wrapping around the arm. in this case. This is just a great example of how we can show depth and shape to a pyrography by gradually building layers of shade in the direction to give something the appearance that it's actually like a fluid object moving round an arm. Now here at the back of it, as his arm is sitting more forward, isn't it? Here at the back it has to be darker because it's further away from this front part, so we must darken back here. I've left a few buckles in that was in there, a few studs that were as part of the arm guard. We have to try and build everything in balance with each other. We can't just go all out black here and then leave it white and then go all out black there. It won't give it the same fluidity and effect of wrapping round that it does when you layer up and take the time to find that perfect moment that you're looking for to capture the shape. That's why I'm a big advocate of burning low and slow. So we don't miss the opportunity to capture the perfect look. And I'm not saying this is a perfect look by any means at the moment, but as I keep working it, eventually you will find that you hit that perfect point where you capture the look that you're going for. So I'll just do a couple of minutes demonstration and then I will play you the time lapse of all the couple of hours I've spent building the look to this warrior's protective arm guard. I know most of you won't be burning something wrapped around somebody's arm as a rule, but it's a great example of how we can show shape and fluidity to our artwork by carefully taking the time to feel the shape that we're striving for. It still needs more working underneath as the dark, under the very darkest recess, coming round into the light. Then we've got one highlight patch which will be thinner, like on the side of the arm where the wrist and the bony part of the arm runs, to over the top of the forearm, wrapping round. It's an amazing way of showing more detail and more more sort of a feeling to the piece, rather than just cranking your heat up. And just blackening. You could miss the opportunity to capture the perfect moment. Remember, everything must stay in balance. If you darken something, everything else also gets adjusted. And you'll find as you say you're working the underneath of this arm guard, you'll find there's a point where you stop with the darkness and then start bringing the light round, still in the shape, pulling it down and round. So in effect there's sort of like multi-tones going on. There's the very darkest part coming out into a lighter area, which we're slowly creeping away into. Then we're trying to show that there is, I think you call it like an apex to the object. Which is along here. As you see there, that this bit at the back is going to be the very darkest recess, but we must keep moving in the shape. Give the piece a chance to evolve into what it is you're looking for. And there will be a nice shiny patch on the top of this guard. He's got some weird sort of material that flicks off. I added it. I didn't need to add it really, but I did add it to the piece. But I just thought this would be a great example to show you how you can, with your burning, with your skill of your pens and patience, create a shape that looks like it's wrapping round and looking like it's meant to, what it's meant to do. It's just a brilliant opportunity to show that you've thought of these things in your work, and you know you've put it into the piece, and you've spent the time to let the piece sink in and let your creative eye take over. Try and maybe, I mean, I got in the zone for a couple of hours as I've been building this, wrapping round his arm. Remember, time is immaterial when it comes to art. A piece will be done when it's done. Don't worry about time constraints. If you get lost in the moment and you all of a sudden time melts away and it's just you and the piece of art that you're working on, then you know you've truly got into the what they call the zone. And it is a magical place when you go into the zone. It's just you, your tools, which in this case for me is the medium space shader from the Optima. It could be a pencil, it could be a paintbrush, whatever medium it is you'd be using. It's when you truly connect yourself, like your arm and your brain and your eyes are all an extension of the tool that you're using. We've still got a way to go with finishing this warrior. I've started doing some of the shield. I'll just have a quick brief talk about it. Now, as we know, obviously this is the nearest point of the shield. Down here is the furthest regions, the darkest recess. So eventually this will be going much darker. And in the middle, I've tried to give it an effect where it's like shaping in and dropping away into the middle of the shield. And there's a metal stud that's going to go in here. I've started marking out the axe handle. So all this shield will have to go darker than the axe handle to give the axe handle the opportunity to stand forward, you know, to show that it's much further forward than the shield. This handle from here is sticking out, it's coming towards your face. And the way we do that is by darkening what's behind it, leaving this a little lighter, still trying to capture as much detail and shape as we can. But as this shield evolves, it will be going darker and darker until I find the sweet spot that I'm looking for, and then I can start doing the grain and the shape of the axe handle. Because if you think about the axe handle, it's not a flat object, is it? It's round. So I've marked a line from here. If we see on this point on the axe there, that is the side marker there. So this is where the handle wraps around in its shape. We'll be able to show that later on with different shading running down the handle to show that it's not just a flat object. Obviously I've just put a touch under the hand because the hand has got a lot more work to do and be marked in properly before work begins on his hand. But to sort of have a quick chat to you today about the zone, how we burn lower and slower and look for the sweet spot, and when we find it, it'll look so much better, will your piece of art, because you've spent the time to study it and feel it and get lost in the piece. And this is, like I say, it's got a way to go yet, but I've been really enjoying just building this arm guard today. Well, it might sound strange, but I've had a magical couple of hours just lost in trying to show the shape of this wrapping round his arm. So any object really you're doing with the right balance of darks and lights, you can show any effect with your pyrography art if you're willing to spend the time burning lower and slower and giving yourself the chance to really and truly connect with a piece of art that you're making. Now, I've really enjoyed doing this warrior so far. I know it may not look like we've got very far, but there's been many hours work gone into this so far, just as I'm feeling it and taking my time to try and build the structure of this muscular guy. Looking forward to doing the pants and showing the layering, you know, as because here's his sort of his like side of your torso. So there's an area here where it'll be set back. So there's more like wonderful opportunities to capture the depth perception. So that's all I wanted to point out and speak to you all about today. Like I said, there is just going to be, I don't know how many minutes of time lapse there will be of me building what I've done today. You're welcome to watch it and see it unfold. Like I said, I've been at it for, I don't know what time we're on now, let's have a look, 3 o'clock, so been at it for about 5 hours. About 4 hours being lost in this piece, slowly feeling it out and enjoying every moment of trying to capture the personality and the strength and might of this character. Okay, so I'll leave you on that note for today. It's just a thing to think about with your wood burning. Give yourself the opportunity to really and truly connect with a piece of art that you're working on, and I can guarantee you it will pay dividends at the end of the piece. You'll be much more happy and proud of what you've achieved if you're willing to spend the time to connect truly with the art that you're creating. Okay, so that's my little tip for today. Like I said, really enjoyed myself in creating more of this Viking warrior. I know it's not a subject that many of you are going to look at wood burning yourself, but it was just a good way of me demonstrating how you can give different effects and looks with your shading, with your strokes, moving them in the right direction, or you can do different things. Okay, so I shall say goodbye, take care, thank you for watching today. I hope you're all safe and well, and I look forward to speaking to you all again soon with some more pyrography tips. Okay, take care everybody, happy burning. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you'd like to see future videos of little tips and tricks and insights into the world of pyrography. Okay, thanks guys, take care, bye.